William Hill Vegas sponsors Joshua vs. White on Sky Sports Box Office.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and almost good afternoon, and welcome to the official press conference for a great middleweight eliminator contest. It'll be scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing, and this will be for the WBA World Championship Eliminator. The winner gets a shot at the regular middleweight world title. And of course, as you all know, coming up this Saturday night here at the O2 in London, an unbelievable, great night of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment. It's a fight fan's dream from bottom to top, a great card. And of course, it's all brought to you by Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. And I'd like to mention our great sponsors that helped put this together. And that's William Hill Vegas, StubHub, Lonsdale, and the motion picture Creed, which will be in theaters everywhere on January 15th, featuring Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone. So here to tell you about the middleweight championship, the middleweight championship eliminator contest we have coming up as a co-feature on Saturday night's card. Let me bring to the microphone at this time Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing.
Thank you, Michael. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here as always, and what that means when Michael Buffer is in the house, that we have a hell of a night for you on Saturday night at the O2. It's a night of boxing euphoria. It's one of the best cards I feel has been put together in this country, and I'm so excited to bring you all a press conference here today. Our first press conference features two fights that are absolutely integral in their weight divisions. Firstly, a final eliminator for the WBA middleweight world title between Chris Eubank Jr. and Spike O'Sullivan. Also on this table, a fight which is a wonderful fight for the lightweight division for the WBA interim world title between Kevin Mitchell and Ismael Barroso, who will have to challenge the WBA champion Anthony Crolla shortly after. Just a quick word for a few people on the table, introduce you, and then I'll talk more about the show. Down on the far left, it's been a great pleasure to work with Greg Cohen on this fight. Next to him, the very dangerous, the very talented, number one ranked WBA lightweight in the world, Ismael Barroso. Next to him, a guy who's lighting up the Boston fight scene. We had some great work with him for the James DeGale and Andre Durrell card, and that's Ken Casey. To his right, one of the top trainers in the world today, a guy who comes to Saturday night with a lot of belief in his charge, and that's Pascal Collins. Spike O'Sullivan, the man that's worked hard to get this fight and now has a huge opportunity ahead of him. Seen him have some wonderful performances on both sides of the Atlantic recently, and is one fight away from challenging Daniel Jacobs for the WBA world title. Down on the end, in my opinion, one of the most talented lightweights and certainly one of the most likeable men in world boxing, that's Kevin Mitchell, who has a fight against Ismael Barroso on Saturday night, which is one of the fights on the card. Next to him, again, one of the top trainers in world boxing today, recently joined up with Team Eubank, as Adam Booth, someone that's been with Team Eubank for a very, very, very long time and integral to the entire setup is Ronnie Davis. Next to him, a gentleman we're delighted to welcome back from his recent travels, and certainly going to be lighting up the O2 on Saturday. That's our good friend English. And of course, next to me, the former WBA interim world champion and current number one contender for the middleweight world title, Chris Eubank Jr. These two fights here are fascinating encounters and obviously hugely integral to all the fighters' careers and the divisions. Barroso against Mitchell is a wonderful fight. Not many people wanted to challenge Ismael Barroso, and if you check him out on YouTube, you'll see why. A very powerful southpaw fighter who can punch with both hands, against Kevin Mitchell, who we saw, which failing an eye injury, most believe he would have gone on to beat Jorge Linares in a Fight of the Year contender back at the same venue on May the 30th. It's one of the top fights in the lightweight division, of course, with Anthony Crolla waiting in the wings for the winner. Our co-feature event of Chris Eubank Jr. against Spike O'Sullivan, for me, just sums up what this card is all about. Bad intentions. You know, we've seen the pre-fight hype, we've seen the build-up on social media, on Gloves Are Off, which has attracted huge audience with our broadcast partner Sky already, and a wonderful opportunity to get a strong foothold in the middleweight division. We saw Daniel Jacobs just destroy Peter Quillen in one round. The winner of this fight will become mandatory challenger to Daniel Jacobs. So to talk about these two fights, firstly, I'm going to pass to Greg Cohen to talk about Ismael Barroso in this fight.
Thank you, Eddie. First, I'd just like to say how happy we are to be here. What a terrific card to participate in. Sky Sports is wonderful. Matchroom has been wonderful. And, you know, for Ismael Barroso, I mean, this is a real long time coming. He's been the mandatory since April, and he was supposed to fight Derry Matthews. And unfortunately, Matthews just did everything possible to avoid fighting Ismael, ultimately vacating his title, because Ismael is just a killer, and guys don't want to get in the ring with him. And I just want to take my hat off to Eddie Hearn and Kevin Mitchell for making this fight possible. Again, you know, Ismael Barroso, out of his 18 wins, he's never lost. He has 17 knockouts. He's probably the best punching 135-pounder I've ever seen. And anybody who gets hit by Ismael, you know, they just haven't been able to take it. So I'm looking really much forward to Saturday night, and there's going to be a new champion. I'm very confident that it's going to be Ismael. And after this, we look forward to coming back and challenging Anthony Corolla. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Question for Ismael. Obviously, you've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. Tell us about your camp and your thoughts going into the fight.
Bueno, primero que todo, muy buenas tardes. Claro, hemos esperado esta oportunidad como todo guerrero, como todo boxeador profesional, que cuando llega el momento hay que disfrutarla. Claro, estamos muy contentos, muy alegres por brindarnos esta oportunidad a mi manager allá, a mi promotor Greg Cole, por todos aquí, y agradecido con ustedes por esta invitación.
Very happy with my training. It's gone very well. I've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. I'm very strong, and I know that I'm going to win. There's only one winner, and it's going to be me. So Kevin Mitchell's going to have a hard fight.
Thank you, Ismael. Kevin, obviously you've studied Ismael. You're a seasoned pro now in the division, and you know you're in for a tough fight on Saturday, and one you're confident of winning.
Most definitely, training camp's gone very well. It's been very hard as usual. I'm not taking this fight lightly in any sort of way or form. It's been a very hard camp. You know, I've been sparring with some great sparring partners like Luke Campbell's, Johnny Wilder, that's a middleweight who punches. So basically, I've worked hard. I'll get this job done. After I get this job done, you'll see me become world champion in 2016 after I beat Anthony Corolla.
Obviously, a lot of people talking about Barroso's punch power as well. You know,
Yeah.
you've watched him, but
Yeah, I've watched him. You can knock people out at certain levels, and he could be a puncher at world level. You never know. But I don't think he's quite mixed at the levels I've been mixing at in the last 4 to 5 years. I think he's been knocking out mediocre sort of fighters and things like that. I think mixing at world class, you'll see a difference. And his chin's yet to be tested as well. So you'll soon see what he'll be like when he walks onto one of my left hooks, one of my right hands, and we'll see where he looks or how he looks after he walks onto a left uppercut sort of thing. So he can punch. I've knocked out more people in their fights. You can look at things like that as well. And I'm really looking on making a proper statement in this fight to show you that when I fight Corolla, there'll be a big statement ready to come for that fight there.
Thank you. It's
Thank
a
you
wonderful
very much.
fight. Wonderful fight between Kevin Mitchell and Ismael Barroso for the WBA World Interim title. Now, Ken Casey, our negotiations were quite swift for this fight. It was a fight that Spike wanted, and a fight you were keen to make as well, and over from Boston for a fun weekend.
Yeah, just off the plane, happy to be here. Enjoy working with you, Eddie. And Spike's a gentleman in and out of the ring, an entertainer in and out of the ring. You know, he's my kind of guy out there working hard and shaking hands with the fans afterwards. Much like the guy I'm sitting in for, he's made his impact in Boston. And, you know, it's nice to see him get a big opportunity like this, and he deserves it. And we're happy for the chance.
Seen some impressive performances from him in America. I remember the knockout in Boston on the James DeGale card was a great win.
Great.
And the whole camp seemed, and the team seems confident of success on Saturday.
We're ready. We're ready to be here. I think, you know, this man he likes the limelight. He's ready for it, and I'm excited to watch him fight. You know, under the lights like this, and a big opportunity, and he's ready for it.
I'm going to bring in Ronnie Davis. Ronnie, obviously been around the camps non-stop, and a big fight on Saturday night, a huge stage, a huge audience, and a big opportunity to move on to challenge for the world middleweight title.
Yeah, well, Chris, you're a rebel in this. You're like the old man, you're a rebel in this. And whatever's put in front of him, he will rise to. I firmly believe he's going to stop him in solid distance. No disrespect to Collins' camp and the boy, but I really think that Eubank is a different league for most fighters I've seen today. Nearly all of them. He's a different class of kid. It takes someone very, very special out there to beat him, and I haven't seen that yet. So we're looking forward to a good win.
Thank you, Ronnie. Pascal, obviously a huge fight for Spike on Saturday night. I know you guys have had a great camp.
Yeah, first I want to thank you for regarding as one of the best trainers in the world. That's a huge compliment from you, and I hope I live up to that expectation. As far as Spike's concerned, I've had Spike for 8 years. He's a pro 8 years. You know, he's been one of the top amateurs from the country. He's done it the hard way. He's called out people to get fights. He's got the fights. I mean, it's great to be part of this. I mean, to be on Sky TV, to be here in front of all these people. This is what boxing's all about. These young guys going to the gym, and eventually one day very few of them get to these big fights. And you know, no matter how you get there by calling people out or abusing people, as some people say, the fight is here now, and I'm actually so excited. I actually cannot wait for this fight, because we have, you know, we knew this fight was going to happen when it was being negotiated before. We knew it was going to happen, so we've been planning for it the last 6 months. Over the last 8 weeks, we've done 5 sessions a day, 6 days a week in the gym. People say you may be burned out, but we don't do training sessions, we do practice sessions. And we've just really planned, and you know, we've left nothing to chance. We will be our best on the night. Spike will be the best Spike he can be on the night. Spike has got great power. It's his power that's going to be the factor in this fight. He's got great power. He knocks people out when he hits them. So when he hits somebody, he knocks them out. But I'm just excited because, you know, I can see what's going to happen already. And you know, I also want to give a little bit, you know, respect to Chris Eubank Jr. because, you know, he's had a lot of abuse too because of who his dad is. My own nephew's in the same kind of boat. And, you know, he does it the hard way too. And a lot of respect to him. He thinks he's a decent fighter. I think he's a really good fighter. I think he can become a great fighter with more experience. He doesn't have enough experience, I don't think. But I think he can become a great fighter. A lot of respect to Chris Jr. and to his dad and to his camp and to Adam Booth and to Ron Davis. And, you know, may the best man win on the night. And hopefully afterwards they can shake hands and move on in a very professional manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Pascal. Adam, first full camp really with Chris for this fight, and I know you came over to me after the public workout earlier this week, as if to say, wow, Chris is really ready.
As a coach, you hope that you can get all the work that you need to done, you know, unimpinged with injuries and illnesses. And I'll say that his training has gone as well as I could have possibly hoped for. He's ready to fight smart and fight ferociously. And I don't think that you can prepare for the type of ferocious attacks and energy that Chris Jr. can put on people. And that will be a first experience for the people that he fights.
Obviously, Pascal talks about the power, and I know that's something you'd be aware of as well, but Chris, very confident in his fight and also progressing at world level.
Well, just like skill, power has a relevance to a certain level, and once you step up to world-class fighters, you tend to find that the shots that have an impact at a lower level don't. It's something we're not concerned about at all, because all we are focused on is what Chris Jr. can do, and what he can do is far too much.
Thank you. English, welcome back. Welcome back. Thoroughly enjoyed your stint out there in the jungle, and now ahead of some more serious business on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, while I was there in the thick jungle, it gave me time to reevaluate and invigorate, I suppose, my mindset to have a clear view of what's going on with, I suppose, Junior and the fight in front of him with Mr. O'Sullivan. I saw a little clip of the two of them facing off, and Junior said he could smell fear And I kind of sense the same thing. I just heard someone speaking over there and paying us a great deal of respect, of which sounds as though there is fear in that camp, and there should be. F Junior, I mean, I've been away for a month, but obviously the trust I have in Ronnie Davis and Adam Booth, and the trust I have in Junior with his remarkable training efforts. I mean, one of the things the camp just said is that you've been training for 6 months. I do not disbelieve you. However, that's kind of short, because Junior has been training for 10 years, 6 days a week. We are fierce. We don't take breaks. And where giving anything away is concerned, Junior has learned the hard way, and so therefore in the future, that mistake will not happen again, the mistake he made before. So to Mr. O'Sullivan, I would say this: looking at your abilities, your best fight plan is about actually coming forward and throwing punches. Trying to take Junior out is probably your best chance, and it's the worst thing you can do. If you box him, it's going to be a one-horse race. If you fight him, that's going to be fireworks. So let's see who has the bigger bombs. So it's going to be exciting to see. I'm glad I'm back, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens on this special night on Saturday.
Obviously, 18,000 in the arena. This is the kind of nights we all live for, and you're expecting the best performance of Junior's career on Saturday night.
Well, he will do what he does best. He's had some really good performances. Let's see. I think, as Ronnie says, you know, Junior he has the ability to be in a different league to on the world stage. So with your promotional outfit along with Unity Motion, our promotional outfit, there's a clear path for him to fight fairly to the top of the world. So let's see how the rub goes.
Thank you. Spike, obviously a lot's been said, and you look in great shape, and I know you're very excited about Saturday.
Absolutely, I'm in great shape, best shape of my life. I'm delighted to be here. Just absolutely cannot wait for Saturday night. Cannot wait. Can't tell you enough how much I cannot wait to get in there. It's great to be here, see all these people. It's a dream come true for me. I just cannot wait to get in the ring.
How important is it to take this opportunity on Saturday night? Obviously the winner goes on to fight Daniel Jacobs for the world title, and just a wonderful chance to change your life, essentially.
Absolutely. I'm going to knock out Junior on Saturday night, go on to fulfill my destiny. I think Daniel Jacobs is a great champion, great guy that I admire. He's been through cancer, went on to become world champion. Very admirable. But unfortunately, he's the champion. He has what I want, and I'm coming for him.
That seems to be the plan on Saturday night. The power is what you believe will be the difference on Saturday.
Unquestionably, 100%. I will definitely knock him out on it. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to get out there and see all those people climbing that ring and knock Junior out. Cannot wait.
You couldn't knock out a fart, Gary.
Sorry, Chris, I can't understand you. What's that?
Okay, I'm going to pass over to Chris Eubank Jr. now to say a few words about the huge fight on Saturday.
I'm ready. What more can I say? I've said everything I've previously at the last press conference and in the gloves are off show. I think I've said everything I can say. I'm confident. I believe that Gary is in too deep. He's talked himself into a situation where he's set up for a big fall. I don't think he's prepared. I don't see any confidence.
I knock you out, Chris. Chrissy,
I don't see any type of preparation. When I'm looking at him, he just seems like he's lost, like a rabbit in the headlights.
Like you were last week when your daddy was in the jungle.
So, but you guys will see. I think you guys got a taste of really what he's going to bring when you know, with what he was saying in our head-to-head on Sky, you know, he didn't really have anything to say for himself. He looked scared to me, and you know, I took a lot from that. I took a lot from that half an hour session of just speaking to him and watching him. You know, he's not this dangerous knockout artist that he claims to be. He's just another guy.
Obviously, that's one thing that's been stressed, and again, there is the power. Is that part of the mindset going into this fight? Is that a concern?
William Hill Vegas sponsors Joshua vs. White on Sky Sports Box Office.